The Great Depression, considered to be a dark age of the economy, not only for the American society but for the world, has been a time of disgrace, in which human conditions were put into test. This time has not only been told as history through testimonies, news, texts, and many more, but also through visual ways, in this present case, through photography. Photography, since its existence, has been a visual media through which many of the world's features have been registered. For instance, historical and transcendental events such as, well, the Great Depression. But there are many ways in which photography can be seen, different perspectives of what is being portrayed. So, according to all of this, it can be evidenced that, through photography, there are two possible ways in which the Great Depression can be seen, through dehumanization and poverty. Now, it is worth to mention that dehumanization refers to the way in which the human decadence occurred and that was present during that age. And poverty is regarding the economical consequence of the Great Depression that were exposed through photographies. According to what has been previously stated, it can be said that disgrace possesses many faces, and such a disgraceful event has them naturally.
As there are multiple ways in which the Great Depression can be portrayed, the question that emerges now is, how were the main figures of photography during those times? Which were the main representatives of photography during that age? Now, taking into account the ways in which this economical disgrace can be seen, there are two photographers that represent each one of them. The American photographer and reporter Dorothea Lange, whose job mostly focused in showing through the photography the dehumanization caused during this age, and Walker Evans, an American photographer that was hired for a governmental project in that age to show the life of farmers and workers of that age, task that also ended up showing the problematic of the time. Both were the main figures of photography during that disgraceful time for the American economy and mostly the American society.
Now, let's talk first about Dorothea Lange. Her work mostly focused into showing the dehumanization through the Great Depression, which means how people look harmed on this period regarding their human integrity as well as their own characteristics. In brief words, the prices of dehumanization during the Great Depression. She worked with the government as well, but showing the previously point of view exposed, which means all of the disgraceful aspects that mostly recognize this age. For the present case, the ones that are much more relevant are dehumanization and poverty, and through them, aspects such as unemployment, famine, and chaos can be seen.
After talking about one of the main representatives of photography during the Great Depression, now the second one will be exposed, Walker Evans. Evans' work was mostly focused into showing the Great Depression in another perspective more than just the way in which humanity was affected. He showed the disgrace that this crisis caused towards the population. For instance, the transformation of the common or daily routines or actions that people used to do before into what they have transformed because of the disgrace. In other words, he, besides exposing the dehumanization caused by the Great Depression, he exposed also the daily and common elements of people transformed because of this disgraceful event. In order to conclude, it can be seen that both photographers worked firstly for the government, but Lange focused into documenting this disgrace and all of the phases or facets of this dark age of economy, of the United States and the world, while Evans did included both human and poverty concepts through his process as a photographer during this time. So, the way in which the Great Depression can be seen through photography is as a way to document all of its facets, and after exposing them, express the problematics of the age, such as the ones exposed before. But the ones that are the most relevant are dehumanization and poverty.